Trump's big announcement of his digital trading cards was met with mockery from leftists and people in the center, but would you believe that even those on the radical right-wing fringe were not buying this particular move from Trump? You have people like the YouTuber Baked Alaska, a white nationalist MAGA streamer who actually was participating in the January 6th insurrection, tweeted, "I can't believe I'm going to jail for an NFT salesman." Yeah, that is rough.
Tell us how you really feel.
I love the emoji choice for that too. It's actually the funniest thing a right winger has ever tweeted. So he responded that way. Steve Bannon, live on his show, was watching the ad for it and said, "I can't watch it again, please make it stop." He said it was ridiculous. Michael Flynn on his show said, "Whoever advised him on that, I'd fire them." Well, I'm gonna blow your mind, Michael Flynn. Donald Trump enthusiastically spread this thing because he legitimately thought it was both a good idea and made him look cool. So deal with that. But it's not just him. Other QAnoners on message boards and all that had to respond to this because they were expecting something big. Remember, big announcement. Anyway, one said, "This is shady S," one member said, with another responding, "An effing NFT? He needs a new PR team." Yeah, or a new brain. Have you considered that? One said it was a dog-s play. Another called it cringe and tacky. One said it was tone deaf to a vast majority of Trump's base. That QAnoner believes, of course, that QAnon is the vast majority of Trump's base, and the way Trump is driving people away from him, that might actually be true at this point. Now, others have tried to make sense of this, saying, well, it's obviously impossible that Trump could have turned on us, so no, this actually is a big announcement, and they found a way. Some accounts pointed out that a Q drop way back in 2019 mentioned a Trump card, while others pointed out that it had been 1,700 days since that Q drop was posted, and because Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, then it obviously means something very important.
Obviously.
Or not. Okay, and then there's a lot of other nonsense, but I like that some are willing to just admit this is stupid. Oh dear God, have we been following a grifting con man this whole time? But there are still the true believers that are trying to Pepe Sylvia their way into making this all make sense.
Yeah, so I think the tide is turning. I'm genuinely excited that we might be at the end of the Trump era. Because guys, Donald Trump didn't become a grifter the other day when he released his trading cards.
He's been
Donald Trump's been a grifter extraordinaire the entire time. It's not like they didn't know that. He paid a $25 million fine for setting up a fake university. He had to shut down his fake charity. He directed all sorts of money from the federal government and his campaigns into his private properties. He's been $99 trading cards. Are you kidding me? He's directed millions of dollars into his own properties.
Yep.
And the right wing celebrated. They loved it. They thought it was like genius business to rob them blind. I mean, he did the fundraising off of the legal defense he was going to do for the 2020 election, never spent any of it on the legal defense, and then started directing that into his properties, and they loved it. They didn't care. They're like, please rob me, please, Donald Trump. And he did the cheesy laser eye things and all the other things that he did in that trading card ad before, and they loved it. So now all of a sudden that right-wing media has been saying Trump is no good and Ron DeSantis is the new god. All of a sudden, the right is turning and beginning to see Donald Trump for who he really is. So that gives you a couple of conclusions. One, this is not a difference in what Trump is doing. It's a difference in the right-wing voters' reaction to him.
Yeah.
And that is monumentally important. And number two, it turns out right-wing media decides all of the elections, basically. And by the way, media does. I should be clear. Right-wing media, decides Republican primaries, and corporate media decides Democratic primaries. If we're being honest.
Oh yeah, and everything that you just laid out, Cenk, is just making me think the NFTs were a bridge too far. After all of the stuff this man has done, it is a bridge too far. The NFTs.
Imagine I mean, that's such a great point. How could it be a bridge too far? Like the racism wasn't,
right.
But this is it.
This is it. We're done. Look, Ron the Sanctimonious, and I just gotta tell you, I love that branding that Trump gave this man. I cannot shake it.
Terrible.
I do believe, I don't know. I mean, Trump has had more than 9 lives as we can see. He is a brawler, he's a street fighter. I hope that you are right that this is the end of the Trump era, but we better watch it.
Yeah.
No, I said this on the
Trump
show.
He uses his unique ability in a very evil and hateful way, but make no mistake, the man is a brawler. And I don't think DeSantis is the same kind of brawler as Trump. I wouldn't count him out.
I agree.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. If you asked me a week ago, I had him at least 50-50 to win, right?
Sure.
And so don't, let your guard down. And I mean, we're lucky that the primaries are still so far away.
That's right.
If the primaries were tomorrow, he would probably still win.
That's right.
Okay, but DeSantis is just hanging back. He hasn't done a thing, right? Yeah. He's like, Murdoch, take care of him for me, won't you? So Rupert Murdoch and the other right-wing media are ripping Trump to shreds. And so I'm not sure he's gonna make it to January. But if he does, don't count him out.
Yeah.
Because that right-wing base, they love his hatred, racism, greed, viciousness.
Yeah,
they love that stuff. So right now they just think, hey, maybe DeSantis gives us a better opportunity to execute that in government.
Yeah.
And DeSantis is just as dangerous, though. I know our viewers understand that. He's even worse because he can cover up a little more. Again, the difference between the fox and the wolf. You know exactly where the wolf is coming from. We know where Trump is coming from. DeSantis is the fox in this case, and therefore them elevating him is genius on the right winger's part because he's gonna be able to get away with a lot more.
Probably.
Fox recognizes Fox.
There it is.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.